afternoon, dear Facebook viewers. I'm particularly excited this Monday afternoon to welcome you to another very interesting, engaging, and crucial discussion on Peace Talk with Mercy. Thank you guys for always joining. I'm glad that you honor my invitation to join this discussion, and I'm glad for those of you who have consistently been on Peace Talk with Mercy. You guys make peace happen. You guys make peace possible for us generally in our hearts, in our homes, in our communities, and in our nation at large. Thank you guys for always joining this discussion. I look forward to having each and every one of you usuals, yes, my usual guests, and I look forward to even much more Nigerians engaging on Peace Talk with Mercy to Sorosoke. So Seke is just lending our voices to the right cause that will lead to having peace, justice, development, and all the things we want to see in our country, Nigeria. Thank God for the NSAS protest. It has truly engineered something that shouldn't be stopped. Our young ones have started to do something in our country that shouldn't be stopped. We should continue to lend our voices to the cause of peace, to the cause of justice, to the cause of development, to the cause of ending bad governance and ensuring that truly we see the Nigeria of our dreams and our children truly inherit a better country. Thank you for joining. If you have joined, thumbs up. Let's see how you are doing. At this time, it is important that we check on each other. So how are you doing? Nigerians, were traumatized with the event of, was it a week ago now or a week plus, when Nigerians were shot at the Lekki gate. I have not recovered. So I can imagine what is happening with those who were on site at that Lekki gate shooting. We really, really sympathize again and with all those who lost their lives as a result of things that happened, the violence that followed the protest, because it was hijacked by hoodlums, and also the military shooting at the Lekki gate. It's truly, a very traumatic experience, and I wish experience. I have had my own experiences with having a gun pointed at me before, and it's not a funny experience at all. So yes, that rat-ta-ta-ta coming from military guys. Amen. Truly, I really feel
that's serious.
Very traumatic experience. So Nigerians, please, let's continue to heal from those events and continue again to lend our voices to the cause of peace and development. You are welcome to this edition of Peace Talk with Mercy. Theodora Ngozi Okonkwo, thank you for always joining. Thank you to everyone. I can't see all the names right now, but they'll keep popping up and I'll be welcoming you. This is Peace Talk with Mercy, where we make our peace possible, where we make peace happen. And today my guest is here, whom I will be introducing very soon. He's here to talk to us about something very crucial in our country right now. Nigerians are being accused of misusing the social media, and hence they are trying to clamp down on the usage of social media, more like taking away from us our rights to express ourselves and make demands. So really, we need to talk. What would this be do to us as a people? Is it necessary? And how can we ourselves, without being governed up, without being lord over, or without a bill, how can we organize ourselves to ensure that we minimize fake news and hate speech? Because truly, fake news and hate speech is a threat to the peace of any nation. We need to look at how we can curb them in our country, Nigeria. Thank you once more for joining Peace Talk with Mercy. Please do stay in peace. Pushing, keep staying very strong. Let go of whatever you cannot fix to God. Let God fix it, and whatever you can fix to make your life, environment, and the people around you to have a better life. Let's keep working together, to ensure a better life for each and every one of us. Thank you so much, my mentor, Oma Ebulu. You are so fantastic. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you, guys. So my guest is here. High five. You're welcome to Peace Talk with Mercy.
Thank you, Mercy, for having me. At least there's no COVID-19 anymore. We can actually. At least. So after 7 months of sitting at home, doing nothing, getting scared of hugging people and saying hi to people that you love, we can now freely greet ourselves. Because to me, I do not see anything wrong wrong with me shaking anybody at this point.
We didn't have that luxury.
Yes. Nobody should infuse any fear in you from shaking anybody. I beg. Let's stop all this COVID-19
fear.
Phobia.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, pretty much the cause, is going down when it regards to COVID-19 or winning the battle against COVID-19. The numbers have reduced so much, and now there's a little bit more freedom to hug, high five, and all of that. But yes, thank God that we are healthy and we are living to see the defeat of COVID-19 in our country. Okay, guys, our discussion today is the social media bill and how we can curb hate speech and fake news. A lot have happened in the past days that I will not even try to summarize. My guest will do so much in talking about those discussions. So let me read his profile and then we can start our discussion immediately. Thank you guys once more for joining. And before we even go into our discussion, I want to acknowledge that today is Monday, 2nd November, is the International Day to End Impunity for Crimes against journalists. So this discussion is actually timely. Apparently, I didn't even know that today is the International.
As a matter of fact, I thought that was what you had in mind when I got an invite for this interview.
Discussion.
It was so accurate.
Wow.
That means God is working with you. You're actually, it's a call.
I mean, too, there is a call.
It's a call. It's a call.
Yes,
see it that way.
Spiritual leading.
Yeah, because it's connected now.
It's connected. So, discussing about what journalists do on the International Day to End Crime Against Journalists is truly tallies for me, for Peace Talking Message. So we are glad to be a part of those who are lending their voices to peace and justice and fairness in our country. So we'll read my guest's profile and then we'll move from there. So that you know who you are talking with properly. My guest today who will be talking to us about our topic is Dotun. Dotun, did I miss your name? Dotun is a writer, a journalist, a blogger, and development specialist. He's a digital media expert with a passion for investigative reporting, a social activist and transparency and accountability advocate who has led several campaigns for both international and local development organizations. He is the founder of dotunroy.com and Job Connect Nigeria. He's also an Amnesty International activist and a professional member, Institute of Information Management. Welcome to Peace Talk with Mercy, Dotun Roy. I'm trying to get your full name,
Ola Dotun.
Ola Dotun.
Because many people have asked me that. People said your name on your Facebook profile is different from your website.
Because I know Dotun Roy.
Yeah, because I think the name is too long, and I was trying to look for a name for my website. I started having problems with longer names, so I decided to shorten it. I just put the N Dotun and the Roy, one of my name, merged together, make Dotun Roy. So Dotun Roy is actually my social media name, while my full name is Ola Dotun Olumuyiwa Fadeye.
Ola Dotun Olumuyiwa Fadeye. It's a pleasure to have you.
You can find that on my Facebook anytime.
Okay, yes, that's what I saw on your Facebook. All right, we are having input already. Peace Inejeta. Please hope I didn't know your name that badly. See, anything concerning social media bill and plans to regulate it should be discarded because that's hate speech talk. Just a way of trying to, silence us.
It's
a way to silence us because
we are getting there.
I
like the fact,
Okay, see more. Trying to stop.
I like the fact that we are becoming aware that our authority and the people who are the authority want to begin to shut us down. And the things that matters. They are the one that put them there in the first place. That's the irony. We put them to represent our interests, to protect our interests. But when they got there, they begin to use the tool, the power that we handed over to them against us. So gagging social media or trying to clamp down on social media it's like taking our freedom of expression away from us. I mean, Section 22 and Section 39 of 1999 Constitution of Nigeria states any media platform should be used to disseminate information. I mean, social media is being used across the world. Trump used social media to get to where he is. Obama used social media to get to where he is. And then if there is any country that Nigeria should be looking up to, should be US. Because we have built our foundation, we have built the federalism, the capitalist society exactly like the way US has run their government in the last, for many years. So the template that we are following has been the type that US run. I mean, the United States of America run. I mean, British colonized us, yes, but Nigeria cannot survive running socialist economy. So we've run a social we've run capitalist society. So why clamping down on social media?
Okay, so we are going to address that. Yeah. Let's just go into the bill proper. It says the anti-social media bill was introduced by the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on 5th November 2019 to criminalize the use of social media in peddling false or malicious information.
Yeah.
The original title of the bill is Protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulation Bill 2019.
Okay.
Now, we agree that fake news and hate speech is not a good thing in any society.
Yeah.
And of course, definitely, we can see a lot of it, in our social media space in the country, which has led to so many other things. So while I think that the bill is not necessarily, to clamp down on our freedom of expression, I still feel like a level of control is needed.
Yeah.
Okay. So having looked at the real motive or objective for the bill, can you really fault it entirely, or do you think there's an aspect of the bill we should adopt?
See, to me, I do not think any part of the bill should be adopted. For me, let me say, I want some level of courteousness, decency. I mean, which can be done through any other way. National Orientation Agency can do that. Can create an advocacy about how people can utilize social media, not threatening the citizen for using social media, not putting them in their life, their businesses in jeopardy. A lot of businesses are on social media. People see. Let me make this point clear. I do not feel any part of that social media bill be adopted because we already have a Cybercrime Act of 2013. I mean, that speaks to tend to address terrorism and any other form through information sharing. You understand? Which some journalists and like Chris Kendewandu, many of them have been arrested and put behind bars using this same act. You understand? So when we have a act like that can handle libel, that can handle character assassination, that can handle defamation, everything has been incorporated. Defamation through cyberspace, defamation through internet. What is the difference? When they say Cybercrime Act, so any act done within the cyberspace, why creating social media? Social media is within the cyberspace. So why creating social media bill again? So I feel out of the person, I don't know, the sponsor of that bill did that out of to spite.
Who happens to be Senator Mohammed?
Yeah. I learned so. He did that to spite some politician who leveraged on social media to get to that place. I believe there is more to it. Okay. There is political undertone.
Political undertone.
Yeah.
The sponsor of the bill is an APC member or
something. He may wanted to get back at some people that maybe people campaign for you on social media. Now let's see how you will come back to the power. By the time they clamp down on social media, the person will lose touch with his larger followership. Then it will be down. So, a lot of them that are in the Senate today got some social media support during 2019 2018 campaign, election campaign.
Definitely. And
so,
even Desmond was, accused of that too, because
I personally accused Desmond. Why will he raise?
He had said that social media was really, helpful during his election in making him win his election.
Yes.
And now he's coming to say, okay, the children on Twitter or on social media are just there insulting, we are losing our culture, and if we continue to go like this in the next 5 years, there will be no Nigeria. Do you agree with Desmond?
But why would you say there will be no Nigeria? Nigeria will continue to exist. Every country has had their ups and downs. USA, name it, all these big countries today, all the so-called developed countries today have had their past history. We have teaching democratic trouble. It is very common in any democratic society. There will be opposition, there will be ruling party, there will be the propaganda. I mean, it shows that we are doing something right. We are working towards that path of democratic breakthrough. So all this teaching trouble will end one day, which is one of the reasons why we just wanted young people who have been agitating for end bad governance, end SARS, end this and that. They want the right structure in place that will help us to enjoy the democratic dividends, which we have not yet seen. You understand? That was why the agitation is so much. People are clamoring for democratic dividends. I mean, honest and responsive government, which will, I mean, once the citizen agitate for something,
so
they listen.
So you are saying that as long as the government is not honest
and responsive, when they are responsive to demand, there won't be agitation. We claim to be running a democratic society, but we are not seeing the dividends. People wake up in the morning, we see the palliatives are being stored somewhere.
Can we make demands without being abusive, so to say?
Now, people express their anger. It's everywhere. That's not a peculiar case to Nigeria. It is not a peculiar case for Africa. It is everywhere. People call, even in this so-called developed country, it's even worse. They come out outright. Journalists confront. I've seen cases where journalists confront Trump at the press conference. They ask unthinkable questions. I mean, and you shut them down. That's why he developed that defensive character attitude. When he's at the press conference, he calls journalists fake news reporters. He called them fake news, and even the word fake news came from Trump. He condemned all the media outlets because they wanted an they wanted an honest and responsive government, which he ought to stand for. Okay, even though the democratic society, democratic system of governance in US cannot be compared to Nigeria, but despite that, the citizens there still use their voice. They still ask Trump some funny questions. They wanted answer to things that honestly they don't know. So which has prompted Nigerians to go on social media to be, a bit aggressive about what is happening in the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are also going to talk about the bill that says a person shall not open an account to transmit false statements. Any found guilty will be fined 200,000 or 3 years imprisonment or both.
Okay.
In any case, you shouldn't open like a parody account. I see a lot of parody accounts that people open in somebody's name, maybe in a celebrity's name. It's not a celebrity operating it directly. It's some person somewhere
with pseudonyms.
Pseudonyms, parody accounts, to propagate information allegedly from this person. I know that during the whole Lekki shooting, some persons opened an account for DJ Switch and began to put all kinds of information out there that there were 78 deaths, that recorded during the shooting, and which was false. But people have alleged that to come from the Switch, who was on site at the shooting. But he came out later on to put out a disclaimer that no, this isn't for me. So in that kind of situation, what can we do? Because already she's in trouble. People are looking at her as a propagator of yes, she's trying to defend herself now that I didn't do that and all of that. So is there a way we can control those parody accounts to ensure that they truly represent the names that they bear on social media?
See, let me tell you something. You see, such cases cannot cannot be avoided. In a scenario like that,
but everything
can be controlled. You can't see the word fake news has been in existence, but in different coinage. We have had rumors, we have had RSAs. These are words that are being used instead of fake news. So the word fake news, the coinage came because there is advent of social media. Okay, so let me use this word. People have been known to be the monger, people who monger rumor from time immemorial. People are used to it. People are known for it. Yes, even at the community level, people share gossip. People's story they don't know about. So it is something that is very common even before the social media, the advent of social media. So the recent happening that happened, the EndSARS issue that happened, I believe the person that created that parody account wanted something. He wanted a change. He desired government to take action.
No, if you want a change, you shouldn't look for a change, in the wrong way.
See, why the government? I don't have fake account. I don't have any fake account with a pseudonym. I don't peddle rumor. I don't peddle fake news. But what I would want to say is why the government allow issue of EndSARS to degenerate to that level.
I mean, okay, fake news, there's a root.
There is a root. When there is negligence on the part of the authority who's supposed to address an issue, and they tend to be indifferent, they become passive. They said none of their business because their children no longer school in Nigeria. They think they have no stake, so they should bear the brunt. Then citizens will resort to any means to get their attention. I mean, and social media is one place where people vent their anger. They vent frustration for each administration that we have seen in this country.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm going to try to read more comments. Thank you, everyone. They said the proposed social media bill is laughable, insensitive, and attempts to cage the common man who will now speak for the common man. Thank you so much, Ademola Rasaki, for that input. Thank you, Jim Bams. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for viewing. Thank you, Jim Bams, yes, for welcoming people to Peace Topic Mess. You guys, our discussion is way gone already. Thank you for joining. And how do you address that? Now from Ademola Rasaki, who said the proposed social bill is laughable and insensitive. Yeah. Yes, I want to agree with you, but insensitive. At this time, the Nigerians are beginning to speak up, like the EndSARS to the end brutality thing. It's really a very genuine, issue in our country that we should all be speaking for at this time. And now Nigerians have come up to speak for the end to police brutality and apparently end to bad governance and end to everything that is not working or that is not making Nigeria work. And it is at this time that we are lending our voices that they are not bringing up talk about the bill already. Yeah. I know that the bill had passed, 2 readings. Second reading. Yeah. It got halted when they said it was like.
I don't think it will pass the third reading.
The Singapore.
Yeah.
The Singapore.
It was like a copy and paste of former Singapore social media stuff.
Law.
Which Singapore do not have good record when it comes to freedom of speech. They are the bottom ladder. So why would a country like Nigeria, who still faces trouble in the democratic system, should go and copy a law from Singapore that is at the bottom ladder of freedom of speech? It's a clear case of copy and paste.
He said he didn't
policy.
He said he didn't.
He would deny, of course, the person would deny it.
But I think that was the main reason why
we copy and paste. Yet we do not have the structure in place. We do not have alternative for our citizens to live a better life. Yet we keep copying and paste other people's policies, other people's law. That will not fly in Africa.
Okay, someone just said something again, talking about government, social media handlers being also abusive.
Yeah.
So when they are going to eventually clamp down on people on social media, I guess the government will also have to face the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard some abusive things. Even in trying to correct those who are abusing, the space according to them, they also go into, abusing. Like the Twitter users were really angry when Desmond called them children.
Yeah, that was totally out of. That's totally too low.
And he asked.
It has a place for him to refer to social media users as children. Who are the children? Children agitate for children. A lot of lives have been touched during that NSAS campaign. Will children go that low, go to that extent of helping other Nigerians? Children who know the right thing to do. Children who took it upon themselves to be sleeping outside. Outside their comfortable homes for days, just for government to stand up and do the needful for the country. You refer to them as children. The only tool in their hand to get government attention, I think, is social media, which they have been able to use effectively. And that campaign became a global phenomenon. Everybody was talking about the NSAS campaign. Everybody wanted the Nigerian government to do something and listen to us.
Some people saw it as insult from children.
So somebody will now come up and, because you are privileged to stand before the Senate or National and State Assembly, and you handed you a mic, and then you start referring to. He was blabbing. Honestly, I did not celebrate.
I feel your anger.
I did not celebrate why you talk other people down.
Very well without insulting anyone.
Yes, don't use the word children.
Yes, don't use the word children.
That was too low.
And some other people that are using certain words, to air their opinions. I think we should also talk to ourselves. We don't want to be clamped down. We want to control whatever we do. So let's take some more inputs. This is from Theodora Ngozi Okoko. Thank you so much, Dora. I think the main aim of the social media bill is to stifle. I'm going to have to get that. Sorry, thank you.
Stifle.
Yes, to stifle the voice of the people for crying out loud. Are we not supposed to be operating a democratic government? Good question. So who clamps down, on a country that has democracy as their style of governance? And then what is the government? Sorry, Dora, I'm going to read everything. My hands. Okay, and what is what's operating in the democratic government? What is the government afraid of? Good question. What is the government afraid of?
Of course,
why not letting people, really express themselves? If you really trust your government,
that was why I used the word honest and responsive government.
Shouldn't be
would
afraid.
Not. Yes, would
Shouldn't
not.
Be afraid
Have you heard? Even Trump leveraged on Twitter to come to send press releases, to send press statement to the country. So why has he ever been scared that social media is threatening my life? It shows the level of understanding of the person that even came up with the idea of gaggling the social media or clamping down on social media.
Let's take another input
well of them.
Godfrey Ango. Thank you so much, Godfrey, and you are doing so much with what you do with marriages. Thank you. We will fight against any move to regulate the social media. Our political leaders should become more responsible with the public trust given to them by the people. Failure to do that and rather trying to, I'm going to finish it, guys, please pardon my hand showing all over the place. Okay, and rather trying to, I didn't see everything still, trying to silence the people would be resisted by all means.
Yeah,
exactly.
Honestly, I believe this subject matter has been, it's well understood, by everybody in the country. So if there should be any policy now or stringent punishment for anybody that was caught on social media, everybody will know that it is out of evil agenda that they have for us.
There's a clamor for the social media bill to come up again and pass through maybe the third reading and the rest. But any attempt by government to do that right now is going to bring another uproar in the country. NSAS is kind of coming down right now, and we are gaining some kind of peace. So any attempt to bring up the social media bill again, Nigerians will go back to the street. Honestly speaking.
Of course, I've done it before. I've tweeted it before. They've even introduced tax. Now they try to, service com tax, because when you are a social media user and you are subscribing to a particular internet service provider, there is a particular percentage of tax. those are, they've looked for ways to make sure we pay. You know, so it's so sad. It's sad.
Can you just imagine
multiple taxation? I mean, oppression. We live in a democratic society for crying out loud.
Internet user being fined 200,000.
I mean,
maybe because of expressing his anger and then adding a little insult here and there. We know that we need to control hate speech and fake news.
You see,
but the social media bill is just not.
You see, what I will beg them
for our society
is
now.
for them to leave social media space for us. They should just, that place is a place of refuge for some people. A lot of people are still alive today because they have social media space to vent their frustration, and they have seen help. People have come to their aid because they were able to share it with people that will come to their rescue on time. So it's just social media space. They should not tamper with it. Nigerians need it. We need it. A lot of the economic recession in the country is not doing anybody any good, and the grace that we have to have that little coins to buy social media data and mobile data to access social media on our phone is still saving a lot of lives. Yes. Please, they should keep social media. And they should leave it for us.
I also think that the energy, the anger we're expressing on social media is helping to, bring some peace on our streets.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that avenue to vent, right, at least you're not seeing the person.
I'm telling you.
And if they take the anger to the street, do you understand? The thing is to begin to cause all kinds of chaos and violence and riots in our streets. I still think that the social media also is a very strong tool in building and promoting our peace.
Yeah. And another point I would like to make, it's an information age. When we say that it's an information age and social media is being out, where is information? Where will it come from? Where will it be coming from?
But we just say it should be void of.
Yes. See me.
And you see,
there shouldn't be any social media bill. There is Cybercrime Act of 2013. That should suffice. Then the next thing I expect government to do is NOA to look for National Orientation Agency is there. They can create an advocacy campaign for young people to learn how to, those social media users who do not know how to respect elders, how the manner at which they address older people, should learn courtesy through advocacy, to shun fake news. That should suffice. I know there's fake news everywhere flying over the place.
Just control.
But there should be, I expect the government to come up with an advocacy campaign. Ministry of Information can handle that, which NOA is under, because NOA, National Orientation Agency, is under so they can collaborate and release campaign materials and advocacy and get social media influencers involved. You understand? Call all the social media influencers to join in the campaign, educate them. You understand? To educate others. They are influencers within that space. You understand? It's not to even. It's so funny.
We need to keep, educating ourselves against fake news and hate speech.
Yeah.
Because even though we don't want the law to clamp down on us, we also need to put a structure, a mechanism in place that will be able to check these things. Because truly, they really cause a lot of damages when you see a news that you're reacting to, and then later on you find out that the news is actually fake. So it has its own negative side to it, and we shouldn't look down at that at all.
Believe me, every one of us, we have been a victim of
fake news or even hate speech. People come on my page. I say something. I'm a peace advocate. All I talk about is peace, how we can look into issues to ensure that it is harmonized and we are united. But people still come on my page and insult me. As an individual, what do I do? I should not look for a law.
It's me. I've developed that thick skin. Nothing moves me anymore. People come in some moving insult me indirectly to go to their wall. They will tell me that I don't have content. I don't blame them. That's the understanding. That's their level of understanding of what I do.
They're talking about Jare is not internet people that need it. I should go to government and talk to them. So, see, even we bear the brunt of
course,
hate speech and even cyberbullying. So all kinds of things that we are taking, as individuals. And I think the government also should build that thick skin. In taking criticism. They should just see it as effort of Nigerians trying to improve governance and our country as a whole. And I know the First Lady also said something in favor of the social media. She said that countries like China, have successfully controlled or guarded or have some law, that's for their social media that is working for them. Maybe because of that law, they have channeled their energy into industrialization. I'm just trying to see, how we can look at other countries where certain things are working and see if it's something that we should also think about. So she made a case for China, but I know that the system of government in China is different from Nigeria.
They are communist.
They are communist. So somehow,
they are not. We are capitalist, nation. So I believe, I don't know why it will work. It will not work. So to me, let me also say this: Nigeria is nowhere to be found in digital revolution yet. We are not in that circle yet. We are not there. Even at the television we watch, we are not gone digital. We are still analog. The DSTV, so-called DSTV that we are paying to be watching. So and some of these people, CNN, there was a time they gave out an ultimatum that if we don't switch, they will pull out of the country. We are the bottom ladder of digital revolution. So and the only thing that connects us, that digitalized Nigerians, is social media. Wow. As I speak now, a lot of people can access their Facebook. I say, I'm on the internet. Me too, I can browse. Some people know Google. Some people can access Wikipedia and check information that matters to what they are doing. So how would you now say, some people use Twitter to even sell their market. Some people use Instagram to promote their businesses. So when you now clamp down on social media and say you shut down the social media, and because before you clamp down on social media, before the first shut it down, and by the time you put it up back, it will not be as way it should be, because something has been tampered with there. So Nigeria should think. Our senators should think and look for ways to be creative about this issue. It's a challenge. Fake news is a challenge everywhere in the country, in the world. It's a challenge. Well, let's look for ways to manage it rather than taking it out on its poor citizen. These people, the people that are doing these things are people that you don't know. You can't identify them. They are anonymous. They run it under pseudonyms on social media. So how will you track them down? At the end of the day, it is one journalist who ended up pushing the story that has a name that will end up being thrown into jail. Because they might not get to the the root cause of the fake news will not be dug properly. But the journalist that ended up maybe probably retweet or share on WhatsApp will be thrown into jail.
The next discussion.
Yeah.
Talking about retweeting and sharing and information that you have not verified.
Okay. That's another issue.
Another thing you should look at. Do not retweet or share any information that you have not verified. Google is your friend. I take news to Google to find out, what's happening. I investigate. I check different platforms, and there are reliable platforms that you should get news from. There's one Phoenix that I don't understand. Sorry,
Phoenix.
Is it Phoenix?
PHX browser.
Yes, they send me all kinds of things and with funny headings. I go in there and there's nothing related to the heading they sent to me. And I'm like, who actually permitted this platform?
They are called clickbait app. It's a clickbait app. Most of the bloggers are now attached to them. When you publish, they reblog for you to drive traffic. They are clickbait software. PHS browsers. It's very
and title.
Yeah.
You open it and I'm like, oh.
It's a viable tool to propagate fake news. I know, but they are equally making money.
No, they're making
it's a
money
making venture at the expense of. But they have no way to censor some of the things they push on the platform, which is the disadvantage of what they do. They don't censor it. They just put it out there. And we have had cases of this Oprah News. They are gradually, regulating the content they push out. Okay. Yeah, they are censoring them now so that people will not be misled rather. So we are getting to a place where everybody is becoming conscious of fake news, and they are being careful. But I will say this, that once you receive a post on WhatsApp, do not quickly broadcast. It's very dangerous. Read, relax, find out more, verify. You understand? Before you even tell your family member, not to talk of doing a broadcast with your WhatsApp.
Because I remember on the Lekki Gate shooting, the first news I read was actually lots of celebrities died.
Yeah.
That was the first news I read. But then I had to go find out that truly what happened. I was really shaken at that point, like really what happened?
Yeah.
And by the time I discovered what really happened, no celebrity died per se. Though people died.
People died, but they were not celebrities.
They were not celebrities, and then the number of people that were said to have died, were not verified before people started sharing. Because I actually saw the 78 people died, and I was really, shaking. What happened? But I'm glad that we didn't have that number of fatality or cases of deaths from the Lekki toll gate shooting. However, we really need to control ourselves and say no to social media. When your parents say they want to do something, they tell you, okay, if you don't want this thing, you better behave yourself, so that they don't begin to threaten us with social media bills. Let's behave ourselves. Please don't share fake news or try to express excessive anger and then insult your fellow friend on social media. We need ourselves. We need to understand ourselves. We need to express ourselves, very respective ways and all of that.
I think advocacy campaign against fake news
should be ongoing.
Yeah, should be ongoing. I should start by educating people on how to use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is one of the fastest way to broadcast fake news, because you get to your phone and once you receive it and read it, instantly. You don't have to open app. Most people leave their WhatsApp app on 247. For like me, I don't close my WhatsApp app 247. Twitter, you have to go to the app, open Facebook too. But WhatsApp comes like text message. It just pop up and you look at it and begin to it's true. So people should be, I think, educating people on how to use WhatsApp properly without being a victim of fake news or hate speech should begin as soon as possible. Should led by government.
Thank you so much for making inputs. Ademola says fake news and hate speech cause psychological effects and hatred towards innocent victims.
Of course.
Do you know, when I was trying to make a case for DJ Switch, somebody did not even want to hear me that that girl that she was paid to do what she's doing, she's paid to carry the kind of information she's carrying and all of that.
Wow.
And like Ademola said, just building hate towards innocent victims and all of that. So please, I think we should try to control ourselves. We don't want to be gagged down at we don't want to be controlled with our use of words on social media. So let's just find a way to educate ourselves and then curb the whole thing. Then we're talking about cyber cafe, cyber crime, cyber bullying. Where people truly, somebody raised the point that somehow people come to social media to express their insecurity towards people's success. There's a way you can just begin to hit on somebody just because you find
toxic people.
People. So we need to also address those kind of hate speech. And I know
malicious intent.
Malicious, and I know that the media plays a very huge role in promoting peace or in instigating violence. Rwanda is a case that I'll always bring up when I'm addressing the power of media in instigating violence. I know that I think then there was no social media, but their radio station carried insults.
Okay.
Between the Tutsi and
there was a particular they was calling them cockroaches
and all of that. Those were the things that really fired up what we had, the war we had in Rwanda that they're still trying to recover from.
One particular radio station.
Yes, so we are talking about tribal tolerance, religion tolerance, that people come on social media to be insulting one religion or one tribe. So we also need to look at that. As we are saying no to the social media bill, we should also on the other side be building, a more responsible engagement on social media. Let me see if there's a part of the bill we'll look at again before we pretty much round off our discussion for today. After the Secretary of Public Health, okay. According to the bill, A law enforcement department can issue a declaration to offenders, and this declaration will be issued even if the false statement has been corrected or pulled down.
Yeah. So
my question would be, how do you draw the line between hate speech and constructive criticism?
You see,
because
you see, the word hate speech has not yet been properly defined. There is no specific definition for hate speech. Hate speech comes in different contexts. It could be within the religion context. It could be in the ethnic context, bias.
It's anything that attacks.
So when somebody says you are being not like me, I call a testimonial to a monkey.
Are you serious? No, that is speech. And they are supposed to be a role model. They are supposed to be a thought leader.
Out of anger, he called us children. He called social influencer. See, he was being particular about social media influencer. It was like social influencers, this and that. He was placing all the blame on social influencer. Someone like me, I'm an ethical blogger. I'm a development blogger, and I don't do anything outside development. And when you get to my page, I try to be careful what I put there. So and I was part of the EndSARS campaign because I had to tweet. So using what means it's quite low. You are demeaning the effort of some group of people who have lofty agenda for this country. So I was out of rage. I was like, Monkey Elliot, you shut up. Some people use the Desmond Idiot. It was on the internet. It was on the show. So I think it's based on people's perception of what people mean by hate speech. To me, I didn't see it as hate speech. I just want to call him to his senses. I don't feel, I don't intend to hold him. Because I felt bad. It was totally wrong of him to use the word to condemn people that came out. If it was people that have suffered in the hand of SARS in the country, will he have come up with that statement?
If it was still an actor,
a lot of people have been dead because SARS killed them. Arbitrary arrest. They killed them, they attacked them and killed them, and nobody questioned them.
So it depends on what side of
of
the public you are on.
Yes. Maybe if you were to be part of those families that lost their children to SARS, will you be saying that? I mean, a lot of people came out and say, they killed my sister, they killed my brother. There's a particular Yoruba actress that said his younger brother was killed in Abeokuta because
a lot of people died
young 25-year-old, and they didn't want to release his body to her, to the family. Imagine, she wept on social media.
Wow.
So, and she's a popular Yoruba actress. Because she was even an actress, that they were so serious that they would not release the body.
Okay, guys, let's just take this reaction on this question from our audience, and then the real problem we are having in this country is that there is no check and balance between the three arms of government. The executive alone controls the other two. The executive is too powerful. Maybe by the time we look at that, we'll be able to do nothing. I wish our law makes. This is from Theodora again. Thank you so much, Dora. You're amazing. Thank you, dear. I wish our lawmakers can make laws to deal with looters of public funds. And the lights than chasing shadows. Do you get those kind of laws, man?
These are too childish.
Yes.
There are other things.
There
are critical. There are critical infrastructure development that we need. They didn't pass law on how to stabilize electricity. They didn't pass law on how to provide employment even to the least educated Nigerian. I mean, they didn't look for ways to make water available. Everybody, we are our own Minister of Water Resources, we are our own Minister of Power and Energy, we are our own Minister of Education. People rather go to private institutions, private schools, than to go to public schools. Most of the public schools now, they are in shambles.
So a lot to
So there are a lot of other social
issues. Do you understand?
There are a lot of social issues that they need to address. Peace and security is one issue that government is still here to find lasting solutions. In Zamfara, they live in fear, perpetual fear, because they don't know the next group of bandits that will attack the community there. So Boko Haram is true, still lingering for years. They are yet to find lasting solution. It is social media that they are looking for, that they are putting into. That was why I said it has political undertone. Many of them wanted to get back at some political.
Maybe during election year, they will now remove the law, and then after election will bring it back. Because they actually
that would be too stupid of any government to do that.
Yeah, because
so using social media against the populace it's to me it's like abandoning the right thing that you should do and be focusing on irrelevant. Social media should be personal. It's something should be personal. It's like watching TV. It's like having a computer system at home. Yes. You understand?
Yes. Thank you so much.
It's like delving into private life of people. Try to dash on you.
Thank you so much. Sometimes to practically express the angers of Nigerians. Men, they want to keep expressing, how they feel on social media, and no one should take that from them.
Yeah.
We need to continue to sorosoke.
Yeah, sorosoke.
For good governance. Let's speak, to seeing the Nigeria we want to see. So let's hold our government accountable and responsibility, and the social media is a strong tool for doing that. However, we agree that we need to control whatever we put out there to ensure that fake news does not continue to climb in our social media space. And also the need for the Nigeria Orientation Agency to begin to create awareness and educate people on the right use of language, as in when you want to air or express yourself, please do not insult. And for our leaders also should be responsible and accountable enough not to instigate that kind of reaction from the public. You wouldn't be seeing Nigerians be killed, they're not doing anything about it, and then when we come to say, please stop killing us, and then put one or two insults.
No thorough investigation.
Yes, and also
no justice for people. Nigerians can no longer get justice.
And also we should tolerate ourselves, honestly speaking. In our communities, in our families, we choke certain words at ourselves every now and then. But there's room for forgiveness, there's room for tolerance, there's room for understanding, and we continue to truly understand ourselves as we are speaking against the ills of the society. Let's understand ourselves. Let's try as much as we can to be civil, even in expressing our anger. I believe that once these things are put in place, we'll be able to be more productive and more effective in holding our leaders accountable. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Ademola Rasaki, I see you. Theodora, I see you. And every other name I'm not seeing, I thank you so much for joining this edition of Peace to Mercy. So much has been said on the social media bill, and also on the need for us to control whatever information we share, we retweet or broadcast, ensure that they are verified and they are true, because truly there are dangers of hate speech and fake news, and we don't want to be there at all. We want a strong society, a good society, a well-cultured society that will work for each and every one of us. Thank you. This is Peace Talk with Mercy, a peace-building talk show.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much again to my guests. Thank you so much to all.
Thank you for having me, Mercy.
Thank you so much. We are going to be back on Monday to discuss another very critical topic that will help us to understand whatever we are dealing with better and collectively build a better Nigeria. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye.